Vancouver is reminiscent of most urban cities. Society has conned itself into believing that this is a fulfilling way to live. Only a few dare to unleash the adventure that lies nestled in its beautiful West Coast forests.
I'm from Brooksbank Elementary School and I'm in grade 5.
I'd rather go outside and ride than watch TV and eat on the couch.
I've been riding since I was 3 years old. I've been dirt jumping since I was 6. And I've been up at Whistler Mountain Bike Park since I was 7.
He's only 10, but he's been riding before he could read. I have to support him as best as I can because he loves doing it and there's no stopping him. But the one thing about Dixon is that he's a very progressive rider and he's a very smart rider and very skilled as well. And I never am afraid when he goes out there on the trails because I know that if something is beyond his abilities that he's not a hot shot and he's not going to do it unless he's feeling really good and solid about it.
When we're on the trails riding together, we're just talking about bikes and riding, and it's the mountain biking talk and conversation. And you forget that he's only a 10-year-old boy at times because he's coaching us and slagging us and having fun, the same type of fun that we have when we're on our bike. The other day when we were up at Whistler for our ride, there was myself and Dixon and my wife, and Dixon was coming up the chair with us and he said, you know, I can't wait until my sister Larissa can come riding with us. Then it'll be the whole family up here. And I never even thought that he was thinking about that kind of stuff. So it's nice to see that development, and it's nice to see everybody have a common interest. I know I ride with a lot of guys that would literally give their right arm to have, you know, a son or a spouse that wants to come out and ride as much as my family does.
My favorite biking trail is probably when I hit the bear on Beeline. I was coming down through Beeline and my dad was right behind me and the bear was coming out. And my dad thought it was a dog running loose in the mountain, but it was really a bear coming straight across the trail. And I come right into him and we just smack and he jumps backwards and goes right up the tree and just stares at us with these white eyes. My dad just stops and I'm just like looking at my dad and I say, I think we should go. I got it!
I can't say that I can always watch when he's doing really extreme stuff. Sometimes I find I have to close my eyes, and injuries do happen. He did break his collarbone this summer, but it was just one of those fluke accidents where his hand slipped off his brake lever and he wasn't able to slow down his speed before taking the jump, and unfortunately broke his collarbone.
This is when I broke my collarbone a few months ago, and it was pretty seriously, but I didn't break it all the way through.
His dad and I felt that maybe it would dampen his confidence when he got back up on the bike, but I think because he knew what he was doing when he did the jump and it was an accident, that when the injury healed, he felt really confident that you know, that he was ready to ride again. I'd rather see him outdoors, enjoying nature, seeing bears, seeing all sorts of wildlife, and learning about, you know, proper bike handling skills and increasing his self-esteem and his confidence, which he has really gained a lot through this sport. I'd rather see him do that. You know, I've got a lot of girlfriends that can't believe that I let my son do the things that he does, but because I'm a rider and I've done a lot of the things that he's done, it's not as scary because I know what it feels like on the bike. And yeah, he's, you know, riding heads and tails above where I am.
My favorite rider probably would be Jeff. He's really crazy. If you want him to see what he rides like, he is pretty phenomenal. He can do big ass air and he can get some pretty nice tricks in.
Dixon and Len were just riding the skate park, and me and my buddies came by, and we were just like, dude, that kid rips. Look at this guy, he's tearing up the skate park. So we just started talking to Len and Dixon, and then we started riding.
Yeah.
When I was as young as Dixon, I wasn't even into biking yet. This kid's gonna rip when he's older. But when I got into biking when I was like 12, 13, I looked up to like Wade, Dangerous Dan, like, all those guys just blew my mind, and they still do. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. I first realized I loved mountain biking when I hadn't even started yet. I watched Digger's old movie, North Shore Extreme 2, where I saw a bunch of old people riding down the trails in spandex, and a lot of those old people are my heroes now today still. It's really free, and you can ride your bike whenever you want, wherever you want. It's really diverse. You can take to the skate park, the mountain, you can race on it, and you can just hang out. I'd like it to be my career, but if not, I'd just like to ride as a recreation for my entire life. I think I only make the right choices for the sport, because I just want to keep on riding. I've fractured both my ankles, my right one twice. I've broken the radius and ulna in my hand. Hematomas, bruises, cuts, cut my pinky finger off, because you're doing what you love. If you love something that much, it doesn't matter. When I get off my bike and go out into the world, I feel happier because I've been on my bike. So you're a little more chilled. When you haven't been on your bike for a long time, that's when you start getting antsy. When you're riding your bike, age doesn't matter. I ride with people that are 30, 40, same feeling, same love. It's just a lifestyle. What kind of old person I'm gonna be? Hardcore old person. I'm just gonna try and ride for a living for as long as I can. The thing that drives me is just the ability to get on my bike, go out and ride, be free. You don't have to listen to anybody. You don't have to do anything anybody tells you to do. You just be out on your bike, hang out, go at your own pace, and whatever happens, happens. That's between you and the trail.
work as a millwright, which is I fix the pumps, the fans, but I also am their welder, fabricator, and their plumber. And it's this stuff here is plumbing. So I usually get all the jobs here that no one else can do. This is my job, and this pays the money so I can go mountain biking. And I only went to work because I needed more money to play. I do know how to play. Mountain biking, that's my passion. Some people call it a work of art, you know, because we have to think and figure out, you know, what we can ride, what works, and I mean, why I love it, I have no idea. You know, it's like, why do we like ice cream, which I don't eat? In probably 95, 94, I started just filling in mud holes with rocks. But the real cobblestone probably happened in the late 90s when I started building the stunts. As I evolved, I learned to do this better. Oh, totally relieves stress. You can be just in the worst mood and come out here, and you can't be thinking of problems doing this kind of riding. You have to focus on it. And you come out, you're elated. Now, I don't know how I'd survive without this kind of stress relief and be as happy as I am, because I am. I found my 60s is starting to get the best time in my life. I learned to focus in a whole new way from biking, because we have wet, slippery routes. So you have to see them and figure out how you're going to get over them without ending up on your butt. My wife says I'm addicted to it. It's just I know this is what I want to do. And when we were talking earlier about being a kid who wasn't good in sports, and at 60 you pick up sponsors, I mean, you get thrilled. I found out that fear wasn't out there. Fear was something that was going on me. There's a saying, the truth will set you free. So whatever it is, if you look at it, it will set you free.
This is my life. It's not what it was before. All these feelings I've shared, and these are my dreams that I've never lived before. Somebody shake me, 'cause I must be asleep.